Good evening and welcome to the TD North Garden. My name is Scott Zwick, alongside the COO of my company and my house, Adriana Zwick, and we are proud to bring you the Division II finals between Whitman Hanson and Beverly. Whitman Hanson comes in at a record of 24-2. Beverly 21-2. We saw Beverly a couple of weeks ago, and the player who hit all the big shots was Damian Boris. But the player that they rely on most is the big man. Number 10, Jack Crowley. And taking it to the basket. And there's Crowley with an early rebound, and Boris will bring it up. Lively Crowley split the games between 2 days. Not sure why they did that, but Division I was yesterday. Stopping and popping. And there he is, the aforementioned Crowley, the excitable one, very emotional player, Crowley. Reminds me of Neil Simard. One of the players of the very first team I ever coached. I talked to Neil this week, and God, did we reminisce. And so 12 on the shot clock as Whitman Hanson, a little dribble drive, and to the basket. No, that is Levangi. And here is Boris. 2-0 Beverly, 6:58. Here's Crowley. He's brimming with confidence. It's blocked at the rim. So, yeah, he had another dribble. Now he's out of his dribble. He goes inside. Here's Boris to the basket. No. And Whitman Hanson looks inside. Finishing at the cup is Nathaniel Amato, and a nice little dime drop down there by Levangi. They look inside to Crowley. No. Excuse me, who is that? That is Ayer. So here's De La Cruz. Gets it to Mr. Crowley. Here's De La Cruz. Little hezzy. Stopping, popping. No. That was Moreland. And Whitman Hanson, they look big and long. I've not seen them this year. Nice little spin move. And a finish at the cup. Bing, bang, boom. Welcome to the Garden. Benjamin Rice. Here's Mr. Crowley. And that's a jump ball. Yes, very nice. That's a good call. These should be, I would assume these are our top officials. I'll tell you, is that Dave Kuzmich down there? If that is, that's the fifth time I've drawn Dave Kuzmich. This poor guy kicked me out of a game 10 years ago, 15 years ago, and has done 5 of my games this year. This guy can't get away from me. So they're going to call a foul. I think I got De La Cruz there. That's an unfortunate foul. Well, I'll tell you, Whitman Hanson, they are long, lean, and athletic. That is my early assessment of Whitman Hanson. Long, lean, and athletic, which means my guess is that point guard there, number 10, that would mean that Kelly is a bulldog type. Yes, bing, bang, boom, Rice from way downtown, bang. No, that is Levangi from way downtown, bang. 7-2 Whitman Hanson. So these are two extraordinary teams. And I can tell you one thing, I can't imagine Beverly has taken an early shot like this. So it's going to be interesting to see how they handle. A lot of these games get lopsided, and they stay lopsided. As Moreland, that's a big basket for Beverly. You know, because these teams, when they have records that are that outstanding, they do not get punched in the mouth often. Here's Levangie. Oh, a little high-low game inside to the Bulldog. And finishing at the cup is Kelly. 9-4 Whitman. This Whitman Hanson team is long, athletic, and they have high basketball IQs. Here's Mr. Crowley. Oh, good look by Crowley. Moreland can't finish. He bobbled it. Here's the Bulldog inside. And a collision. They're going to call a block that time on Mr. Crowley. So Crowley hit a shot early and was very emotional about. Crowley's a very emotional player. This Beverly team at halftime, when they were being challenged by Burlington, there was an altercation verbally in the locker room that was very emotional. And they came out and played very well in the second half, although they did give up a 12-point lead late in the fourth, but they won it in overtime in big baskets by Morris. So that was a foul on the super freshman, who I think is their best player. Certainly their best they're going to be their most talented player that'll come out of this five or this group. That's Gabe Copeland. Copeland is, holy cow, is he talented. But he gets called for the foul there, and at the line is Levangie, the junior. He's long. This is the player that kind of personifies what I was talking about. Long, lean, athletic. Long, lean, and athletic. Here's De La Cruz, 11-4. Whitman Hanson. Beverly's in a little bit of trouble here, folks. Here's Moreland. Nope. And there he is, the man. Bing Badu. Good rebound. As that was Amato in there. Talking about long and lean. This is Amato's. See, this is when you're playing long and lean. There's going to be arms in the passing lanes that aren't normally there. That's why length is very valuable on a basketball court. Here's Kelly. Ooh, Mr. Crowley comes down and says to Kelly, I'm sorry, son, not today. No. 11-4. Very emotional team, Beverly. Very emotional team, Beverly. Here is Kelly. Little pump fake. And a double team. They find the open player stopping and popping from way downtown. Bing, bang, boom. DePita. Holy cow. This team from Whitman Hanson is long, lean, athletic, and skilled as DePita finds the mark. A 14-4. You are watching Sports A to Z. My name is Scott Zwick, and I'm alongside the COO of Sports A to Z and my house. And so early on, it's all Whitman Hanson as Beverly takes a absolutely atomic punch to the chin. And let's see if they can get up off the mat. I mentioned that these games can get lopsided. And when I mean lopsided, you'll see a team get absolutely pummeled here because these teams are not experienced at taking big shots. There's just not enough talented teams out there to give them big shots. But Beverly took a good shot by Burlington and got up off the mat. So let's see what they can do here. They need to get a score. And that's a big rebound by Moreland. That's a huge rebound by Moreland. They needed that bucket bad because if you go long stretches, that's when it really gets out of hand. 14-6. Good rebound by Moreland. There's a travel. There's a travel. So Beverly being challenged for the first time this severely all year, gets up off the mat and says, okay, let's go, baby. Let's fight. Here's Day, Lock, Cruz. No. Mr. Crowley with a big rebound. No, Moreland. Stopping, popping, no. So here comes Whitman Hanson. Here's Kelly, brimming with confidence. Drops a dime. Down, bing, bang, boom. Amato finishes at the cup. 16-6. This Whitman Hanson team is good. Wow. Wow, they're good. Wow, they're good. Here's Mr. Crowley at the basket to the left. 16-8. 2 minutes left in a spirited and emotional first quarter. They're looking to get. Here is Kelly. A little crossover on Moreland. Kelly to the basket. No. The operation was successful, but the patient died. So, again, another offensive rebound. That's what Beverly is in this game, folks, for one reason and one reason only. They're pulling offensive rebounds down. We've seen several by Moreland. We've seen Mr. Crowley get a couple. And right there we saw the diminutive one, Boris inside, hauling one down. Here's Mr. Crowley. Oh, looks inside. Good pass. Mr. Crowley dropping dimes. 16-10. De La Cruz finishing at the cup. So, certainly Beverly got up off the mat. We got a game here, folks. Dropping dimes again. Oh, good pump fake. Good pump fake as finishing inside is Ahern, the senior. Here is Gabe Copeland. He has not gotten going early on, but that you would expect this to be a senior, junior dominated affair in an unfamiliar environment. Here's Mr. Crowley from way downtown. That's not a bad shot selection. You get 7 to the shot clock there. Say, when are you going to get a better shot than here? Oh, ooh, bang, bang, boom. Benjamin Rice, 21-10. This Whitman Hanson team is good. Here we got a 1-3-1 zone. This is a 1-3-1 zone. Wow, you need a 2-man front. There it is. Reverse it. De La Cruz, no. Another offensive rebound. And the freshman stays on his game. Here is Moreland from way downtown. No. And that's the end of the first quarter as Whitman Hanson shows why they are one of the top teams in the state of Massachusetts, as they prove to be long, lean, athletic, durable, determined, and sensational. We'll be right back after these messages. Bing, bang, boom. And if you believe, you have a chance. If you don't, you have none. 50, tilting in front. 2-3 zone. It's a 2-3 zone. There's your trap. From way downtown. Bang! Bang! George! From way downtown! Right here, right now. And we're back. Second quarter. Whitman Hanson leads 21-10. They look dangerous, and Beverly is trying to stay afloat. They are trying to survive, and that is not a skill that they have. That is absolutely Dave Kuzmich. Are you kidding me? 5 games I've done. Dave Kuzmich has done this game. That is a guy who threw me out of a game 10 years ago, he threw me out of a men's league game. Wow. I mean, I deserved it too. I was being disrespectful and very aggressive, and he sent me packing. This is unbelievable, Dave Kuzmic. Anyway, so bad, but I digress. 7:39, 21-10, as Kelly, kind of the architect of this whole thing. They just got talent everywhere. They can shoot. They're long. That's what they do. They get those double teams and they just dump it right down. And that time finish it at the basket. It was Eden. Every single one of them is absolutely skilled. They can pass, dribble, and shoot. When everybody on the court can pass, dribble, and shoot, holy cow! This game's just very simple. We look for double teams and then we look for mismatches. Here's Moreland, and Moreland keeps Beverly afloat, but they're kind of just drifting. They need to get stops. Beverly, I mean, Whitman Hanson is just sensational on the offensive end. They're patient. They're unselfish. They're aggressive. And oh, can they shoot? Man, I don't like to see that as wow. So, bang, bang, boom, Rice hits from way downtown and then kind of has a couple of words or at least a look to say to the Beverly bench. I was really quick to say, I don't like that. Well, who knows? I'm not out of the court. If that Beverly bench is getting into his business and maybe saying something to him, well, of course he can say something about you. These players are allowed to protect themselves out there emotionally and physically. But this Whitman Hanson team is good. Holy cow. So they're all athletic. They're all skilled and they can all shoot. Jeez Louise. That makes Coach Bob Rogers of Whitman Hanson's job super easy, right? Bob Rogers has to come out and say, hey, guys, make sure we shoot at that basket on this half, and we shoot at that basket on that half. And once we are sure that they're shooting at the right baskets, if we're Bob Rogers, we kind of sit back and let everything happen. Now, that's a joke that I'm making. Bob Rogers is obviously a accomplished and extraordinary coach who's built an empire at Whitman Hanson. Bob Rogers, who forgot more about basketball than I'll ever know. 26-12, Beverly in trouble. Here's the freshman. No. That's a quick shot after a timeout. So, yeah, that's what happened. So then, we have it going to the basket. There is Eden. But they're so long and athletic that here comes another wave. And it's Amato, and he's getting roughed up on his tip attempt. So he'll shoot two. Oh, this is a challenge, right? This is a challenge. My earliest, this is the best team I've seen this year by far. By far in Division II. This team would give, I'd like to see Whitman Hanson play Everett, right? Well, talk about the clash of two styles. That is, I'd like to see. Make it happen. Bob Rogers. So, let's see who got that bid. Oh, that is Ayer. Ayer is able to keep Beverly within shouting distance, but this is going to get out of hand because Amato, they can all shoot. They're athletic, and they're long. Wow, this is the real deal. And Amato, and you're not gonna play tit for tat. You're not gonna be able to speed the game up, guys. You can't speed the game up. Beverly, you can't speed the game up. You got to make your possessions very determined and very focused. You speed the game up, this Whitman Hanson team is going to absolutely smoke you out of this building. Here's Boris. We need at least the ball across half court. So, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Wow. Ooh, 34-14. Oh, this is impressive. This may be the best team in the state, folks, other than Lynn English. A good spin move by the freshman. He can't get it to go. Yeah, so, and that's what happens, right? When you are having to fight for every spot on the court and win races where you never thought you would have to win races. When you finally free yourself up, you're tired. You're tired, and your brain does not know enough to put a little extra on those shots, and everything kind of comes up a little off. This is a challenge for Beverly. 34-14. Good pump fake. Everybody can shoot. Everybody can shoot. Everybody can shoot. Levangie, 37-14. That's a D1 player, folks. That is a D1 basketball player. He's a D1 player. 22's a D1 player. 10's a D1 player. Oh, this is impressive. 22 is that may be an ACC player. How tall is 22? If 22's over 6'7", that's an ACC player. 33 is an A10 player. Wow, this is unbelievable. I did not expect to see this. That's an A10 player. That could be a Big East player. Wow. Oh, wow, I was not expecting that. I was not expecting that tonight. This is unbelievably impressive. Here we go. Brimming with confidence and talent and outlook. I mean, they can all shoot. They can all pass. Look at this. Ahern from way downtown. Bang. That is not a Division I basketball player, but he may look like one when he's surrounded with the likes of Cole Levangie. And what number is that? That is 22. That is your best player, Benjamin Rice. Wow, Benjamin Rice. And then, they put him at the top of the zone. Why not, right? Why not? Why not have the 6'8" kid at the top? Because he can run the floor, and he can do things like this, and he can do things like this. Jeez, that's unbelievable. That is a A10. That may even be a Big East player. Wow! Holy cow, I was not expecting that. I was not expecting to see that tonight. (40-14). This Rice is really good. Right on cue, of course, he misses his free throw, but we don't worry about that because we've already seen him hit multiple three-pointers, so we know he's a legit shooter, and that is just what is called an aberration. An aberration. And what an impossible task for Beverly, right? But certainly, Coach Scott Lewis knew what he was getting himself into because he did some scouting and must have said, oh no, we're going to be challenged tonight. We are going to be challenged tonight. And I mean, so yeah, you can't speed the game up because you'll get absolutely pummeled. But you're down 41-14. So what do? I mean, it's just, that's what you do. And you try to just chip away one basket at a time. And you try to just say, let's try to stay involved. I like the zone, right? Right. So we're going to go zone. And if you're going to shoot 95% all night, get a little few turnovers. Here's De La Cruz. And he can't finish at the baskets. De La Cruz has trouble finishing shots. So that was not an aberration last game when we saw him having struggled. Look at this. They wing it around. Whoa. This is really the real deal of NJ. That's a D1 prospect. That's a D1 prospect. Stop it and pop and way downtown. Bang. 44-16. So, what is this team doing in D2? Oh, MIAA, God bless you. God bless you. What do we need this team in D2 for? I mean, if this isn't the best team in the state, it's oh my gosh, it's top 5. It's got to be top 3. I mean, this team's better than this is. I'd say this team's better than Everett. This is better than Everett. So the only question is whether they can hang with Lynn English. I don't know. Maybe they would give them a run for their money. That's for sure. Because they're that talented. They're that skilled. They're not deep, so that's your area of vulnerability. They're not deep, but they can run. They can pass, dribble, and shoot. They're organized. They're unselfish. So you got to tire them out. Good luck with that. I mean, there are only a couple of teams in the state that can tire this team out. Wow. Whew. This is unbelievable. 44-16. 44-16. Appropriate that the MIAA split this into 2 games to have this team kind of have a showcase game, right? Wow. 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 And if you're the poor kids from Beverly, jeez. I mean, I hope they can identify that this is not an effort. This is not a case of we didn't come out ready to go. I mean, there was nothing we were going to do to withstand this avalanche. You would have had to shoot 95%. And even then, I don't know how you'd probably be within 5. Inside, they go to Moreland. He carves out space, and he'll get a pair. And, I mean, this is outside my realm of certainly expertise, right? But so, once it's 44-16 with 1:15 left in the second. I mean, the outcome is still in doubt per se, but we are light years away from that even being an issue, right? The issue is we have to find more talented players that we don't have on the team. But the issue is we need to raise our play, right? And I don't know how much more you can raise it, but the collective level of play has to raise. I mean, they're not even really making mistakes. So, it's defensively. Jeez. I mean, so what? Man, good luck to Coach Lewis of Beverly. My gosh. Good luck, Coach Lewis. You got to make sure these kids know that they have not done anything wrong. You didn't blow the championship game because you didn't come out focused. That is not what happened here. Oh my gosh, that is not what happened here. I see they've gone a little deeper in their bench against super sophomore Zach Sparkman. I like to see that, right? That's a great job by Coach Lewis. Says, you know what? I'll tell you, if we're having trouble doing it, big bang boom, Boris from way downtown. Maybe we can get a spark from somebody off our bench. And that's why the players that are not in the rotation are still on the team, right? That's a really good job by Coach Lewis. That's what they're there for. And stop, and this may be their best player that still remains. That's not a senior, and that's Amato. Wow, big, long, lean, athletic, and can shoot. Here's Moreland, yes. But as effective as Beverly has been on the offensive end, at times, I mean, you just can't get stops. 5 seconds in the half, 4, and why not, right? Why not just flex your muscles, Kelly? The point guard from Whitman Hanson says we're a complete team. We're long, lean, athletic, and then I'm a bulldog that holds it all together and can do that. Make a spectacular offhand move and finish at the cup if needed. Holy cow, unbelievable. I need time to process this. We'll be back after this at the half. Whitman Hanson leads 49-23. Big bang boom. negative. So how do you approach that?
Just like the way you play. So you made a mistake. Now make a good play.
Right.
Get a steal, get a deflection, make an excellent rebound. Or whatever the case might be. Just do something that can make up for the mistake.
Right.
And so when you have an opportunity to play through it, you can't dwell on it. The play's over. You can't change it. Move on. So you can be in your head and I wish I had. But now take the moment to kind of reflect, see what you can do better next time, and just do something great now. Get a steal. Make a good assist, make a pass that's great. You know what I mean? You can just do something that'll make everybody forget about the mistake.
Yeah.
And so those are the things you want to focus on.
And we're back as we see poor Dave Kuzmich, who can't get out of the cycle of the Z. He ejected me from a contest 15 years ago and is now officiating his 5th game that I am broadcasting. Poor Dave Kuzmich, a good man, Dave Kuzmich. And he's been terrorized by SportsAtoZ for a long time. 49-23 as we start the second half. I think one of the more impressive and heartwarming moments that I've seen this year occurred as Beverly came out for the second half as we see Moreland finishing at the cup. Their fans, their supporters stood in unison and gave them a rousing kind of standing ovation, show of support. They're getting pasted here, 49-25, and I just think that that is just the most sensational and inspirational thing I might have seen all year. As Mr. Crowley blocks. Who is that that got his stuff swatted away? That is, wrong teams. Zierden. As Whitman Hanson continues to be effective. Here is De La Cruz. Poor De La Cruz, he hasn't hit a shot in the 2 games that I've broadcast Beverly. Him and De La Cruz and Dave Kuzmich will start a petition against SportsAtoZ not to do their games. As they're right there, the officials come in and say, I'll tell you something. They'll be pushing people around there. Nathaniel Amato, the super sensational junior. 51-25, 6:46 left in somebody's season. These teams will go on to play the West. But that traditionally has been an absolutely thumping by the East. As Morris from way downtown, 51-28. So Beverly shows life. Beverly shows life. But they certainly have not made Whitman Hanson uncomfortable. And that is why, because anytime they need a bucket, they have multiple players that can score from the inside and the outside. Here's Mr. Crowley from way downtown. No. And Gabe Copeland, the super freshman, in his spin cycle. Yes! Copeland, bing, bang, boom. The freshman says, I can get it done inside. So Kuzmich sees that Mr. Crowley, I believe, is bleeding. Or he might have hurt his hand. That is a emotional player if I've ever seen one, Mr. Crowley. .546, 53-30. You are watching SportsAtoZ. My name is Scott Zwick, and I am alongside the COO of SportsAtoZ and my house. As big, bang, boom, Cole Levangie says we are long, lean, athletic, and spectacular. A motto that is inside, outside, unselfish play. This is a mismatch, and which makes it very confusing, right? So how do you get to the finals of Division II and find yourself with a talent mismatch? That is a question for the head of the MIAA, right? And that's something I'm going to concern myself with. That is not my lane, and that is not what we do here at Sports A to Z. But I thought you needed to know, if you're watching this game wondering how this is, right? You're wondering how this is, that's how it is, right? This is this is a mismatch of talent. And the only reason that would happen at the Division II level is that one team is put in the wrong division. And that could happen for a myriad of reasons. As we have a very sophisticated and complicated system for determining what teams are in what divisions. And it is not simply based on size, which people think that it is. It is not. You can petition to go up or down, and it becomes a political game, right? Well, we want to be in Division I because we want to challenge ourselves, but then there's another team who says, no, we want to stay here because we want to dominate, right? So, why is Whitman Hanson here? It could be, is it because they want to dominate, or is it because they haven't been asked to level up, if you will? I don't know the history of Whitman Hanson, this is a school. I don't think I've ever played Whitman Hanson in anything. I coached football and basketball for over 20 years, and I don't think I ever played Whitman Hanson in anything. COO, do you know where Whitman Hanson is? Yeah, I wouldn't even know. It feels south, maybe. Near the Cape, I don't know. Anyway, so that's a complex answer to why Whitman Hanson is where they are. You saw, years ago when I first came in, you had South Boston. Absolutely curb stomping the Division II. We got the best team I ever coached, ever, our best Arlington team ever, Phil Barlow. We were a juggernaut. We went up there and got stomped in the second round by a team that had 3 players going to Florida. So that's what happens. And there's a long, rich history of teams, staying down to Division II to grab state titles, or to have the best chance to grab state titles. As Eric gets a mess, and here is Moreland finishing at the cup. This Kelly is as strong as any. This Kelly is as strong as any point guard we've seen all season long. 22 is by far the best prospect we've seen. 22 is a Big East ACC kid. End of story. That is a Big East ACC kid. 33 is a 10. This is unbelievable. This is unbelievable. And you're looking to put it in perspective. I look out at Beverly. I don't see anybody that's going to get a scholarship at Beverly. Maybe Mr. Crowley knows somebody. Gabe Copeland, maybe. He's not that very tall. De La Cruz is looks like a football player. Moreland is a straight football player. He doesn't do anything in basketball. So this is a team that dominated Division II, Beverly, right? Dominated, and I'm talking about them like they're scraps. No, this is the most talented team in Division II, other than Whitman Hanson, who was just actually playing with this team. 60-34. 60-34. Yeah, so they're going to go deep into their bench. And who's deep in their bench? with a 7-footer. So they bring the 7-footer in. You gotta be kidding me. That's Thomas Vassell. So we'll bring a 7-footer in with us 2:50 left in the third because we want to give a couple kids some, we want to make sure everybody's got a chance to play. Got the crap. Wow. Here's Gabe Copeland from way downtown. Bang! And stopping and popping. No, and it goes off the 7-footer's fingertips. And Beverly. 23-point game. I mean, this isn't over. I mean, you got to make some sort of a move. And if this would be the time to do it. I mean, half their shooters are on the bench. I mean, this is you take 22 off the floor. This is a way different team. You take 22 and 33 off the floor. Now you're looking at a regular team with one D1 prospect, and that's 42, right? I mean, holy cow! 42 is Amato, the junior. 33 is a junior, Levangie. I just need to know the heights of one player out there, and I can figure all this all out. I mean, 23 is definitely a 7-footer. I mean, that I know. But I'm going to guess, I'm going to guess that Moreland is 6'3". Looks like a tight end to me. So if he's a tight end, it's 6'3". That means Levangie's 6'5". And that means that Benjamin Rice is 6'8". Yeah, there you go. So in the third quarter, when we want a little bit of a spark, we bring a 7-footer off the bench. We run a little high-low with our other D1 prospect, and Levangie just drops it to this. Hey, this game's easy, folks. This game is easy peasy. What is all the fuss about, right? We just kind of make a nice little passes inside. Mr. Crowley finishing at the cup. And our big 7-footer just comes off the bench and dumps one in, easy peasy. What is all the fuss about with basketball? This game is super simple, right? This is super simple when we have the 7-footers coming off the bench late in the third as our 11th and 12th player or 11th guy. Folks, that is tongue-in-cheek if you haven't picked that up by now. That is tongue-in-cheek. Tongue-in-cheek as Crowley can't get it to go. This Crowley has impressed me. He is emotional, and he is a determined player. And there's no quitting that kid, that's for sure. These are tough kids. These Beverly kids. I said to the COO at halftime, I said, some of these Beverly kids, back in my playing days are plays that I might have gotten into a confrontation with. And why? Because tough kids raise my level of competitiveness, and I want to compete with them, right? And so you see Moreland, that is the competitor. Finishing two players that plays in a row, finishing through contact. And so now it's this is unbelievable. So now Beverly comes within 22. So we'll bring the ACC kid back in. So we just bring Ben Rice. Say, Ben Rice, get in there and dump it down. And you can pass it to the 7-footer at the basket. And if he's not open, then you can just shoot one from 3-point land. Because you're 6'8", there's nobody that can guard you. They can bother your shot. This is unbelievable. There we go. There it is. See what I said, folks? We just bring Ben Rice back in, and Ben Rice just takes it, and it's really easy peasy. We just drop it down low, and the 7-footer says, oh, I'm 7 feet, so I just go to the basket. And Mr. Crowley, he's right down around my knees. And so Mr. Crowley, he's a competitor, so he's trying to swipe at me, and he fouls me, and I get a 3-point play. This game is easy. What is all the fuss about? About basketball being a challenge. We just bring the 7-footer off the bench late in the third, run a little high-low with our D1 prospects, and drop the ball in. Easy peasy. To the basket. Moreland, the 7-footer, comes in. Here comes Whitman Hanson huffing and puffing. I mean, of all the things, right, they haven't really been a fast break team. I look out there, and that is what I see. This is a racehorse. This is a fast break team. I can run secondary break all day long. Kelly is as talented. I look out there, that should be a football kid on a normal roster. That's where you take a football free safety, and he kind of brings the toughness back for all my skill. But no, that's a real basketball player going right by Boris. And they're all skilled. High-low, we dump it right down the 7-footer. Dumps it in at the buzzer. And at the end of 3, Whitman Hanson is sensational, inspirational, and perplexing as why they are in the division that they do, as we take a break to assess what the heck's going on here at the TD North Garden. My name is Scott Zwick. Bing, bang, boom. And we're back. So the 7-footer has served his purpose as the senior number 53, Thomas Vasil, comes in, makes a couple of big plays, and then we don't need a 7-footer all the time. That's when we're just kind of showing off. So we put him back on the bench for a time, and we let the skilled players come back in because they're more fun to watch. And we take a 69-44 lead into the last quarter here at TD North Garden. My name is Scott Zwick, and I'm alongside the COO of SportsAtoZ in my house, Adriana Zwick. And we are perplexed and just absolutely surprised at how good Whitman Hanson is. We have been watching basketball all winter long, and we haven't seen anybody with this kind of length, skill, athleticism, and unselfishness, as you saw it right there, right? The D1 prospect misses at the cup, and the other D1 prospect tips it in, and then that time it was Amato finishing. Here is, nice little pass. Here's De La Cruz, who gets stuffed by the city. And who I think is the most talented player, Ben Rice, kind of shuffled his pivot foot, and they'll bring it back. 71-44. Holy cow. This is unbelievable. Here's Mr. Crowley. So this is wow, what a question this is. So when do you turn this into a situation as De La Cruz hits away? Now, when do you let the players that have not been afforded an opportunity to participate, when do you say, okay, let's give them a chance here? And because you see a lot of blowouts during the regular season. That happens all the time, right? People call it emptying your bench. I don't like to call it that. I like to call it an opportunity given to players not that don't ordinarily have one, right? But you never, in your wildest dreams, you ever as a coach think, I'm going to be on the Garden. This is really the culmination of all our hopes and dreams as a team. And I never thought I would have to be faced with the question of when am I going to give those players who have not had an opportunity a chance, right? And that is the question. You want the players who have earned the most playing time, and that's what that's Division I. I mean, that's what varsity basketball is all about. You earn your playing time. You want to give the players who have earned this opportunity that as much of a chance. So right on cue, a good time out there. And, that may be, I'll tell you, that is, I can tell you, coaches talk on the sidelines. There's more communication among coaches during games than you would ever know. And that goes, and that runs the gamut of, telling jokes on the side. I mean, that's some of the funniest things I've ever said in my life I heard on a bench during a game, right? A lot of gallows humor. But, that they are talking, you believe me, they are talking about that, I would think it's mostly a discussion among the assistant coaches, right? The head coach is going to be very on task and focused on what's going on the court. The assistant coaches, they're going to be very focused on the bigger picture. That's their job, right? And so they're probably the assistant coaches. They don't have them listed here, but the assistant coaches, so you can see them all there on the bench, they're going to be the ones that are going to start to kind of bring that to the attention of the head coach, right? Hey, coach, maybe we might want to consider giving other players a chance. And my thought is it's too early now, but it isn't too early to start considering it. As Mr. Crowley finishes at the bench. Now there's a few schools of thought, right? There's another school of thought, and that is that these players have earned the right to fight to the very end, right? And that's an opinion, and there's not a right answer, but that's one way of looking at it. The other way, and that's I've already stated my opinion, and that's that you'll give everybody a chance to play in a game like this. Ooh, wow. Wow, this Kelly's good. So as far as effectiveness at this level, not prospect-wise, there's your best player, right? There's your best player, meaning if we ever got in real trouble, if we were Whitman Hanson, if we ever got in real trouble, we're going to go to 10, right? We're going to go to Kelly. If we get in real trouble, we go to Kelly. When we have our backs against the wall, we go to either a air here or this player here, 22, which is Rice. But that's our best player. That is not a D1 prospect. Well, maybe not. Maybe he is. I don't know. Holy cow. How big is he? If he's 6 feet, that's absolutely a D1 prospect. As Boris stopping and popping. And Beverly changes it up, and they're going to give you a little bit of a three-quarter court zone. And this is not, you can't press this team, folks. You can't press this team. There's too much skill. What they're going to do is they're going to break that press and score real quick. As you got players that run the gamut that are long, lean, athletic, and skilled. Skilled, right? Skilled. By skilled, I mean they can dribble, they can pass, they can shoot. And when this is a player finishing at the cup now, Colby Ahern, that is probably kind of your least talented player out there. That's your fourth or fifth option, right? And that's a really good player. Look at that. There's the athleticism on display there, right? Imagine that if you're Colby Ahern, right? Imagine that you're Colby, number 14. Imagine being Colby. And Colby's going to go on and play wherever he's going to play. That looks like maybe a Division III or II player. And certainly have success, but I'm picturing Colby at the park, right, with his friends in college and beyond as a 25 to 30-year-old, and he's out there dominating, right? Colby's the best player in the park. Nobody's better than Colby. Colby can pass, dribble, shooting, and do it all. And they say to Colby, "Where were you? A star in high school." And Colby looks at them and says, "I was just a bit player on my high school team." Wow. That'll put it into perspective, and they'll say, "Who were your teammates? Were they LeBron James?" And were they play? I mean, holy cow. Oh, Colby, you poor thing. I mean, this is a player anywhere else in the state. This is the best player. This is an all-conference player. This is the MVP of the Middlesex League, most likely. And he's relegated to bid duty. Wow. Hey, Colby, make sure you pass that ball, baby. We got players who need to eat. And there's one of them right there. That is Amato. Keep that ball moving, Colby. We got players who need to eat. And bing, bang, boom, De La Cruz keeps it within 100 or something like that. 79-57. 79-57. Keep that ball moving. As look at this, and that, so certainly showing leadership and compassion, right? As a nice play by Morris is Bob Rogers, who is going to empty his pitch out with a 7-footer. Oh, jeez. And to 3 players, it would be all conference. And, and here comes the bench, right? It's only a 7-footer and 2 other players who have made legitimate contributions. Oh, man, it's just team loaded. Is this team loaded? Keep moving that ball. Colby Ahern, we got players who need to eat. 3:03 left. In a dominant performance by Whitman Hanson. As players who have not been afforded an opportunity and have been working their tails off, improving since, think about this, folks. These teams, every one of these players on both teams have been practicing and training 2 hours a day, every day since the Monday after Thanksgiving, right? So for a minute, recall, if you will, Thanksgiving, right? Seems like a long time away. I can barely recall it. And that was when this all started. And that's how hard these teams have been working the little high-low with the 7-footer. And, of course, he can pass. Why not? They all can pass. And, well, so there's a mortality player. Misses a shot. Coach Bob Rogers says, you're spotting the team is in jeopardy next year. We can't get that under wraps. And certainly young Liam Keene. Oh, well, Liam isn't going to be here next year. Liam's a senior. Liam will be forced to improve on his own. So we don't even have players that we can put into this game that are young. This is something else. Wow. Wow. Bob Rogers, how have you done this? How have you done this? How have you amassed talent that has this much of a gap? I want to know. I need to know. This is extraordinary. This is sensational, but it is not inspirational because I don't know why this is happening. We would want to see the finals of the Division II in the Garden be a very competitive ball game. Let's take a look back and see what their journey has been, right? Who have they played? And who the heck is giving them problems? So you take out this day and age, right? You take your trusty iPhone, and you scroll down. There it is, basketball tournaments. And this is Division II. They're in the South. So we see what has been the path to glory. And there's this. So the second level of bench is going to come in now for. So Whitman Hanson, look at this. So Whitman Hanson, they beat Situate in the finals of D2, 76-62. They dispatched Westwood, who only beat the most impressive team in Division II, 74-66. Before that, it was 85-54. So they have not been challenged. Nobody's come within 10 points of Whitman Hanson in an entire tournament. So I am not misunderstanding this. I am not misseeing. So with 105, we're going to take a little break. And we'll be right after this. Big boom. All right, let's. What? Yeah, no, we're going to get me.